Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this month's live cupping. Can you all hear me? Just want to make sure I can hear you all. So if anybody wants to speak at the session today, I just need to know who I can hear and I can't hear. So just say check, check or something. Can't hear anybody. Aiko, do we have a sound thing going on? Everyone can hear me, I assume. So that's
Yes,
good.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear Morgan. That's good. Bruna, if you don't want to talk, that's fine. Just need confirmation.
Yeah, can hear you.
Jonathan Vanderbroek. Look at Jonathan. He's got his cupping bowls. Boom. Pietro, are you going to be talking to us today?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
and maybe
Brilliant.
I will
Can you
talk.
turn the mic? Yeah, speakers up. Okay, great. It's all working. Wonderful. Welcome, guys. A very exciting session we have today. This month's Booze edition, I think, is an exceptional one and is going to hold up really well today to having the coffees tasted side by side. Comparative experience. Let's get our taste buds fully engaged in what it means to experience booze flavor notes in coffee. Tremendous amount of variety, as you'll see today. And let's also question the nature of booze in coffee. What does that mean? And let's discuss also what it took to create those flavors. Because this week, if you were watching our live streams, you'll see that we met each of the roasters that created these coffees, learned the stories about the production behind them. And then yesterday, we actually met the producer for coffee number one in Ethiopia. That was a really fascinating conversation as well. So if you guys really, really want to learn, like, beyond what I can tell you today, then get onto Instagram and check out our live streams from the past 5 days. We've had some fantastic live streams. But let's get on with our cupping session today. For the people that are going to be watching this on YouTube and don't know what exactly you have to do in a cupping, I'll just briefly go through it. But I think you guys are all consummate professionals now, so I won't bore you with the details too much. But I do want to go over it for anybody new who might be watching on YouTube. So very quickly, the art of cupping is about creating the equal amount of coffee in each cup, brewed exactly the same way, no filter papers involved, no filtering, no nothing. Basically just grind medium fine or fine, and then make sure you have at least 12 grams of coffee, maybe 10 grams or 8 grams if you only have a little bit left, but just make sure there's an equal amount in each. The ratio we're going with is roughly, what is it, a 12 to 1? We're going to do something like 200 mil to 12. If you have cupping bowls, just fill them up to just before the top.
Ratio is 16.66.
Always get the ratio wrong. 16.666666 to 1 is the standard ratio for cupping. So we'll get grinding the coffees now, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what you should do next. But let's just get on with the first stage, shall we? Right? So, Aiko, you can assist me by starting to grind, and then I will wait for the last person who's ground. Let's make sure that we all start pouring the water together, because then we can be at the same temperature at the same time. That's really important if we're to have this collective experience, that one of you shouldn't be drinking cold coffee while someone else is still drinking hot, because then we'll have different flavor comparisons. It's going to be a mess. So let's make sure that we all start pouring at the same time. Grinding doesn't matter. Just get grinding now and get ready. So everybody's got a different kind of grinder, machine or hand or whatever. But just know that you're grinding medium fine or kind of on the edge of fine, but not medium coarse or coarse, because we really want to pull as much of the flavor out of the coffee beans. Who else? Natalie Watts is joining us. So that's Gary and Natalie, hopefully. Hey. Welcome. You've got your cupping table set up beautifully. Can't hear you, Natalie.
Hi, sorry.
Hi,
yes.
There we go. Where's Gary today?
He's coming. He's just finished work, so he's coming.
Fantastic. Sophie Zhang, your angle is very high. Do you want us to see your cupping table at all,
or? My cupping table is kind of behind.
Oh, so... no, Natalie, sorry, I was talking to someone else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Great views. Sorry, Natalie. That's a good angle. Sophia, sorry.
Yeah.
If you want to bring the angle down, if you want, it's up to you. Just so.
Yeah, it's a bit hard because I'm using the iPad, so it's
no worries then. Okay, as long as you can see us, that's all good. Yep.
Yeah, can I ask about the grind size? I'm using the commander, so can I use like around 20?
Around
or
20,
18?
21, maybe 21, 22, but yes, 20 is
Okay.
okay as well. But 21, I think,
Okay.
is the most popular.
Okay, then I can use for 21 then.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And who is new today, I wonder? Sophia, is this your first time joining our live
Yeah,
cup?
my first time.
Excellent. So is this your first time, Sophia, doing any kind of cupping?
I think I tried by myself for one time, so this is the second time. Yeah, but I didn't get any kind of like professional help before.
I see.
So yeah, hope I can learn something here.
Exactly.
I'm not very sure.
The great thing is today, everyone will help you, and there is no
Okay.
right or wrong. What you want to experience today is an improvement in your ability to identify flavors, to enjoy the flavors and experience them. So it's about your mind connecting with what you taste better. That's what you want to exercise today.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Great. So Aiko, you can start grinding, and I'll just go through these 4 coffees a little bit, talk about them, because like I said, we don't just put 4 coffees in a box. I'm going to have to wait and talk in between those things.
So the
is
ratio
waiting
is like I
patiently.
use.
Sorry, Sophia?
Yeah. So the beans, so it's like 12 gram.
Yes, 12.
Yeah,
You
12.
don't have to do 12, but 12 is a standard amount. If you have cupping bowls,
Okay.
if you have a cupping bowl,
That too. Yeah.
perfect. Then 12, fill up the cupping bowl, and that should be the right ratio.
Okay, so it's like 12 to 200 kind of.
It is, but the whole point in cupping is that you don't really need to use scales. You don't really need to use any kind of measures, apart from maybe measuring out 12 grams of coffee. But after that, no paper, no scales. Just fill up each cupping bowl with the same amount of water, roughly to the top. But don't start filling until I do. We'll do that at the same time. Great.
Make sure you smell.
Yeah, get the dry aroma. Pietro is doing that now. He's already ground his coffee. He's enjoying the dry aroma. And that's going to be important in your understanding of each coffee. Remember the smell, if you can, of the dry aroma. Trap that memory, because the taste later, if it matches the aroma now, that's an interesting thing in itself. How different is the dry aroma to the wet taste in the end? That journey, that difference or similarity says something about the quality of the coffee, says a lot, really.
Okay, I'm grinding now.
Okay, grow grind. Excellent. I'm going to take in the dry aroma of number 1. Now, Aiko actually made a good point. Normally, I start tasting from number 1, but today, I think we're going to switch and start tasting from number 4. That's because number 1 it's a very, very heady coffee. Very strong flavors, I think, at coffee number 1 and 2. So it might be best to start with the more gentle flavors of coffees number 3 and 4 when tasting. Because you're talking about a 14-day anaerobic on coffee number 2 and a 48-hour anaerobic on coffee number 1. Very, very strong boozy flavors. Coffee 3 and 4, more gentle boozy flavors. Different kind of boozy experience. I think we should start from number 4 today. Go 4, 3, 2, 1. Just so we... Yeah, where is everybody today? Pietro, I know, is in Italy. Mark Ziga, where are you
I'm
today?
from Italy. I'm from Pescara in Italy.
Oh, Pescara.
Pescara.
Dove Pescara?
On the Adriatic Sea, near Rome.
Oh, beautiful. So if you go east from Rome,
if you go east, you will find Pescara.
Beautiful Pescara.
And in Pescara, you will find my roastery.
All right. Well, that's right. You have a new roastery.
Yeah, I'm founding. I will start production in March, maybe 15.
Exciting. Wow. What are you going to call your roastery?
Blacksmith Coffee Company.
Blacksmith?
Yeah.
Nice. Like a blacksmith, which is a skill, a labor. Is that why?
Because I come from a family of blacksmiths.
Okay. Nothing
Simple.
complicated in that reason. Then.
It's plain and simple.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Jonathan,
Jonathan Vandenbroek, show us your cupping bowl, sir.
he says French coast near Belgium.
Oh, he's on the French coast near Belgium. Incredible. Yeah, unlock your phone so we can get a nice wide view.
I think he can't speak today.
Okay, no speaking from Jonathan, but just check out his cupping bowls, everyone. Oh, don't spill out the coffee. Oh my God.
Christian, I think the first time as well.
Christian Rizali and Chang Liu. Is that your first time, Chang Liu?
It's my first time taking this cupping, but not my first time cupping experience.
I see. Okay,
But-
brilliant.
I've only done it like once or twice.
I see. Well, then cupping is going to be new to some people, and that's really good because you're going to see that at first you might wonder, why do I need to do cupping? I could just brew the coffees. But the thing you're doing today is exercise and speed. On our first cuppings a year ago, I did spend too long talking in between sipping. We're going to reach a point today where it's going to have to be more sipping, smelling, engage with your own personal relationship with each coffee, write it down, trap the memory and experience on paper, because then when you reflect on that piece of paper, you will become improved. If you don't write it down, you may lose the memory of everything you've just experienced today. So, dry aroma number 1.
And a tasting.
Yep. So get your tasting cards ready and begin to sort of understand what you're going to be doing. So aroma, we do subtle to strong. Mouthfeel, clean to cloudy. Acidity, low to high. Body, light to full. Now, mouthfeel and body can seem quite similar, but what we're looking for is in the body is the weight, the mouthfeel, but weight of mouthfeel. And then in mouthfeel alone, that's something else. That's more the clarity, the cloudiness. Separate those two. And then, of course, the finish, the way you analyze that is just by, once you've stopped tasting, how many seconds, how long after you still taste it. And yeah, the 5 flavor categories, I still have that on my card. Probably people don't have that anymore on their cards.
Oh yes, that's a.
I've got an old school card. So we'll ignore that. And then flavor notes afterwards. Now that is going to be a really fun part. And if I could have my flavor wheel, please, because that's the... Can you have my flavor wheel, please? Excellent. So welcome, Christian Brizal. If this is your first time cupping, just tell me if I need to give you a refresher on how we do the cupping. Just as I was saying... Sorry, Christian?
So I am actually a member of the coffee club since over a year now, and I've did multiple cuppings, but in the last time I've been busy with my studies and didn't really have time.
I see. Okay. Well, welcome back, Christian. It's great to have you back.
Thanks.
So, yeah, set your camera down, get grinding your coffee. We're just about to start the pour. So we'll wait for you, Christian, if you can grind your 4 coffees. And then we'll be ready. So as I was saying, on the tasting side, the flavor wheel I have is something I keep in my head. I often use the paper one or a visual reference, but I want you guys to get this wheel, or at least something like it, in your brains. So when you taste something, remember, is first one of the 5 flavor categories. Am I tasting sweet, fruity, nutty cocoa, or spicy, herbs, floral? And then if it's sweet, what kind of sweet? Sugar, caramel, chocolate. If it's chocolate, what kind of chocolate? Dark milk, praline, etc., etc. And it's at that stage that the individualism comes into play, because what you guys have tasted in your life will be the memory that connects with what you taste here today. So all the flavor notes that are specific that you're tasting can often be a personal experience. So when somebody tastes hazelnut cream in a coffee, it's because A, there is something like that present, but the specificness of a hazelnut cream is the memory of hazelnut cream, I believe, in that person. So someone else may actually taste something like hazelnut cream, but they will express it differently because their memory is something different. Here today is what we must do to exercise that by comparative analysis, internal analysis, just simply an enjoyment of the 4 coffees and comparison. So don't stick too long on one coffee. Speed sipping can be very important as well. I think it's done. Aiko, quickly. Whoa, the kettle has just gone nuts.
Okay.
Oh boy. Was it really full?
It was on the max line, so it should have been okay.
Wow, that went nuts. Oh boy. Sorry guys, our kettle went nuts. Hey cat. My cat wants in as well. So just so everyone knows, this is my cat Woody. He's become a bit famous online. Say hi to everyone, Woody. Okay. Wait. Right. I'll get pouring. Let me just check if Christian's ready. Is Christian, are you ready?
No, but please go ahead. I don't want to delay everyone.
Are you hand grinding?
Grinder on the setting on the Comandante?
21. Yeah.
25.
Right. I think we'll get going because sorry, Christian, we'll just get going. Okay, guys, can I have the kettle, please?
Everyone else ready?
Yeah, I think, there's Natalie's dog. We love Natalie's dog. Hi there.
This is the other one. This is Stan.
Hey, Stan. Very debonair. He's very distinguished.
Totally.
Cool. Morgan's ready. Pietro's patient. Mark Ziegler's ready. Everybody's ready. Jonathan Vanderbroek is my only guess is he's ready. And I think we'll get going. Can I have the kettle, please, Icon? Can I have the kettle, please? Yeah.
And let's get this ready.
Right.
Okay, is everyone ready to pour?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be 10 minutes steep after this, and I'm going to start the pour in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just make sure that you have plenty of water, but if you're not sure about when you're going to run out, refill the kettle before filling that last cup. So you don't have half a cup of water. So I'm not sure now if we're going to have enough water for 4. So I'll just check after the 3rd cup before pouring the 4th. Okay. Equal amounts as well, remember, this is very important if you're not using scales, which you don't need to with cupping bowls. Even if you have uneven cups, you can have 4 different shaped cups. Just make sure you pour the same amount of water in each. Okay. And finally, right, I'll check. I'm confident I've got enough water for 4.
So it's 4 minutes, yeah?
4 minutes. 10 minutes in total. We wait 4 minutes. Then we're going to break the crust. If anybody is not familiar with this stage, I can go into more detail about that. Okay. So the breaking of the crust stage in 4 minutes is one where we take in the wet aroma. So that's a point where when breaking the surface, it releases all that heat and smell. It's a great moment for you to take in a lot of the wet aroma. The most, in fact, will happen at that stage. And then we're going to scoop out all the stuff on the surface with 2 spoons, plonk it into one glass, clean it with the other glass, and go again. 4 cups. Okay, looking good. Any questions so far? Any comments so far? Oh, wow. I'm surprised. Oh, no, I'm not surprised. It's number 2. I thought that was number 3, which is right side. But no, DAX coffee should be smelling the most pungent. 14 days anaerobic process is coffee number 2. So the green one, coffee number 2 by DAC, 14-day anaerobic. Sophia, if you're wondering what that crazy smell is, that's 14 days anaerobic. Now the gentle smells of right side and neighborhood. Can you see the contrasting differences? Wow. Actually, number 1, very gentle, isn't it? The Ethiopia 48-hour anaerobic. I expected that one to have more of a kind of crazy smell. What do you think, Pietro?
Yeah, number 1 is very interesting.
Very calm, right? I thought it would be
Yeah.
more boozy smell.
Yeah, I found some flavors, well, some aromas. Then maybe we will talk about, but not now.
Yeah. The real surprise is that 14-day anaerobic one. It smells like it's going to taste insane, but it doesn't taste insane. I'm really amazed by that because 14 days of anaerobic process. I talked about this with Dak himself at the roaster.
Yeah.
It could so easily have been a disgusting coffee. He had a very, very small window to roast this correctly.
I've already tasted something like this with another Dutch roaster.
Oh, yeah?
Called Friedats.
Friedhats. Yeah, we love Friedhats.
Yeah.
Similar coffee or the same coffee?
No, the same aroma of umeboshi, which is umeboshi.
Now, Aiko, my Japanese wife, she knows what you're talking about, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, but does she agree with me about umeboshi?
Umeboshi is pretty sour, so I'm not sure, but it has got that kind of umami for sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Umeboshi, you see, I've never had it. I'm never going to connect with that flavor because I don't even know what it is.
No, you tried and then you spit it immediately.
Oh, is it that disgusting sour thing? Oh, my God. It's an acquired taste, umeboshi, that's for sure.
Umeboshi.
All right, there's the 4 minutes, guys. 2 spoons. Let's do this. Okay, first take 1 spoon, and then you're going to break the surface, brush backwards and forwards, and then release all that smell. Take it in and write down the aroma. Is it subtle? Is it strong? Number 1. Here we go. Well, that's just nuts. Have you smelled anything as earthy as number 1 before? Wow. I didn't expect that at all. Which one? This one, yeah. Okay, so I clean the surface, then I dip it in the second glass, and then take 1 spoon and brush again. Oh, that boozy umebashi or whatever you call it. Lovely. Okay. Number 2 is clean, more or less. I don't seem to have that issue where there's a lot of crust at the surface. When I go to professional cuppings, I do see a big crust. I don't seem to get that. Number 1 is the only one I can see that's holding its crust. Okay.
So make sure to use water
Right.
to rinse, yeah?
Yeah, 2 glasses. Can you see I use 1 glass to rinse and then the other glass just to shake off anything. And then you can see the difference in the 2 glasses. Okay. Oh, break the crust. Wow. Dip. And dip. Okay. And write down. Okay, the sweetest smell for me easily is number 3. Sweet as can be, right? like honeysuckle or something, or raspberries. Very, very sweet. So it's aroma for number 1. It's not as subtle as I thought. Aroma for number 2 is obviously strong. Aroma for number 3, quite strong actually. It's number 4. That's maybe right. And Jonathan van der Broek. Whoa, what a smell in number 2. Yes, Natalie. Wow, number 2 is pretty agricultural. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you could say agricultural, funky, right? We'll go with funky. Right, so how long left before we can start sipping?
It's like 5 minutes.
Okay, and remember guys, it's fun, but this is work as well. And I don't mean work like you would 9 to 5 office work, but take this seriously and write it down and experience everything in a way that's as professional as you can be, because you will then enjoy coffee more later. Today work, tomorrow pleasure. Okay. How many minutes have we got left?
Still 5.
Oh, yeah, I asked already a minute ago. Sorry. Okay. And
Do you want to talk about
coffee
sipping?
number 1, coffee number 2, yeah, coffee number 3, coffee number 4. Okay. So
you're going to sip from number 4, is it?
I'm going to start from number 4, guys. I'm going to just turn these around. Oh no.
Why? Why are you doing that?
Oh, sorry. I thought I explained earlier. Number 4 and 3 are the milder tastes. 1 and 2 are very boozy, strong flavors. So I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason for me switching around. Maybe it makes no difference because you can sip water in between. Just in case, let's start with the less heavy flavored coffees.
Okay.
Great.
We're having a bit of a disagreement because I think 4 smells quite strong and Gary thinks 1 does. So there's something going on with our noses.
They're very similar in strength, I think. Not in style, but in strength. No. So it might just be you two have a subjectivity in your noses, but yeah, I'm not gonna decide for you. Sorry.
You're not adjudicating, okay.
My nose is a lot bigger.
Okay.
So might be that.
Excellent. Right, quick coffee number 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got cherry, chunky cherry, Maracatura shake. Right, bean varietals. So coffee number 1 is a pink bourbon. No, sorry. Coffee number 1 is the heirloom from Ethiopia. Chunky cherry is a mixed variety from West Java, Indonesia. Don't know too much about bean varietals there. I'd like to learn more. Ethiopia will never learn because it's just a whole bunch of unusual umbrella. It's an umbrella because every local farmer probably has about 2 hectares and they haven't really declared what bean varietals they have. I mean, Ethiopia has the most, it's a very interesting country. On the surface, it looks like a powerful, strong, together industry, an origin. But you dig down and you've got this sort of everybody working on a very small scale, only collected together at the washing stations. So it's a really interesting thing. It's just a wonder that you get any coffee out of Ethiopia at the way they organize things. Nicaragua, again, I don't know too much about, but recently I've been learning more. And Xmas Spice Edition, we had a Nicaraguan coffee, you remember? It had mulled wine by Chip Coffee Roasters and jasmine. So that was a great kind of, I love the kind of combinations of acidity and body and sweetness that Nicaraguan coffees are exhibiting. It's sort of like a cross between Colombia and Ethiopia. That's the best I can come up with right now, but that's what I feel about Nicaraguan coffees. And finally, the pink bourbon from Neighborhood was a real surprise because at first I wasn't getting the champagne acidity, but then that didn't stop the pleasure of the coffee. It's one of the most complex Colombian coffees I've had in ages. And then when you brew it certain ways, that champagne acidity just jumps right out. So it's a really, really great one.
Sophia's started.
Sophia has started. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I was trying. The number 3 for me, I think it's number 3. Yeah, it's very, very nutty.
You're already
I'm
started.
not sure
Okay.
how you feel.
Well, we better get going then.
Oh,
How many minutes have we got?
1 minute.
We've got
I
1
thought
minute,
you-
Sophia, before we
you
can
said-
start.
Okay. Okay, I'll wait.
Thank you.
I just try to.
You couldn't
So-
resist, could you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you start at the same time as us? Okay, then it really is best that you
I
wait the
think
full 10
all
minutes then,
finished.
because that's the brewing time. And it's just better that it gets it to cool down as well. But yeah, the professionals have said it at 10 minutes and we must respect that. How long? 20 seconds and then we can get sipping. And I want to go quite fast through it initially. I always make the mistake of just dwindling too long on one coffee. Remember, exercise. Pietro's doing the right thing. He's cleaning his mouth out with water, taking it very seriously. We're about to dive in. It's not just about drinking coffee, it's about taste bud engagement. Okay, here we go. Coffee number 4, remember, starting at the weaker end. Okay. And remember, so right now it's mouthfeel. Go through all 4 of them and just write down what you think about the mouthfeel. Once you've done all 4, compare, comparison.
Please rinse the spoon, yeah?
Yep.
In between.
Rinse the spoon in between. Oh my God. As soon as you go to number 2, your mouth is going to do a somersault. Oh, number 1 is really lively as well. Might try sipping them in just different orders as well. Doesn't always have to be 4, 3, 2, 1. I might actually go 3, 2, 1, 4. Just to sort of play around. Comparison. Oh, number 3 is so buttery sweet. Mouthfeel. Super clean. Number 4. I have to say, when it comes to mouthfeel clean and cloudy, it's something I'm going to adjust, because the truth is, I'm rather proud of our selection of coffees. I think that most of them are always on the clean side. It's very rare that I'm picking a coffee that has a cloudy nature. This is probably just because we have a taste for these very clean coffees. So I think I need to adjust the tasting card to not be a scale of cloudy to clean. I will take advice from you guys as to how you think we should do mouthfeel. Think about it and let me know. Okay. Oh, wee! Number 2. Wow. That's like a rave in my mouth. Wow. Acidity. Hard to gauge if the acidity is really high or not on number 2, because that sticky tanginess, is that acidity or is that just anaerobic tang? Don't be afraid to slurp as loud as you can. That's the sound of air going into your sip, and that will aerate and accentuate the flavor even more. It's like turning the volume up on your taste buds, the more air you can suck in. Mouthfeel.
Number 3, super clean.
Super clean, number 3. It really is. I would have thought number 3 tastes like I brewed it in a Chemex. You wouldn't guess that there was no paper involved. It's such a clean taste. It's amazing. Okay. And now, body. Here we go. Body, number 4. Body. Light as can be. Very light body in number 4. Getting a little bit more. Number 2. Woo! Number 2.
Every time.
Every time.
Hey Tim, could you briefly explain the difference between mouthfeel and body?
Yes, it's a tough one because body is really the mouthfeel as well. So they're different aspects of mouthfeel. Think of body as just the sense of the weight of coffee in your mouth. Obviously, the weight of the liquid is going to be equal no matter what, but it's just a sensation. Coffee has a different weight feel. Some coffees I drink feel very airy and light. Some feel very gloopy. The gloopier ones tend to be what feels heavier. And then the very kind of maybe light, citrusy, something like that might have a lighter body. It's just a sensation. Go with your own instincts. We'll compare later. If you find that you've written heavy body, but everyone else felt light, then reevaluate what you're considering to be the weight in your mouth. Hope that answers that.
Thank you.
Okay. And the finish, remember, is just, I would recommend that you sip a little bit of water in between each coffee when doing the finish, because you really want to just be sure how long the coffee stays taste in your mouth after you've tasted it, after you've sipped it, sorry. Okay, here we go.
Coffees are quite getting...
Yeah, coffees are getting cold now, so you're going to taste them again, but compare. The most interesting journey for me will probably be DAC. It started off absolutely wild and crazy, but if I remember correctly, as it cools, it gets a bit calmer. And then some coffees can get crazier as they cool. Take note of that if you want, because then it'll just give you a better memory of the experience today. Number 1, it's obviously a short finish because it's a washed coffee. So you can reflect on the process has a very big influence on the length of finish of a coffee. Okay. And that's something I'm looking forward to next month as well, because we're going to be doing the honey edition. 4 honey coffees. The finish is going to be a really interesting comparison in that.
That's true.
Okay. So number 2, 3. Another very short finish. Amazing. That's a natural coffee, number 3. You guys should be surprised if you're writing short finish for number 3, because it's a very, very clean natural. Amazing. Well, number 2, I think I'm going to put my X on long finish outside the box because it's just unbelievable. I'm going to be tasting number 2 all day. And number 1 as well. Very sticky, funky, amazing. But it almost seems like a short finish, number 1, compared to number 2.
Yeah, I thought 1 was pretty short too.
But it isn't. It is quite long. It's just compared to number 2. Suddenly feels that way.
Should we go through the flavor notes now?
Yep, flavor notes now, guys. I love this part. This is where your individual taste buds and unusual sort of experiences in food will reflect. So go for it. Let's see how interesting you guys can identify taste buds. But remember what I said. Does it is it fruity? What kind of fruit? Citrus fruit. What kind of citrus fruit? Orange. And then you can go beyond that and say burnt orange or whatever. So follow the trail to its most detailed point.
Are we starting with number 4 again, Tim?
Any order now. All right, sorry, yeah, 4. 4.
4.
Yep.
Okay.
You won't shout out.
Yeah, shouting out or typing on the screen, that kind of thing. Here we go, number 4. Sweet, delicate. What am I getting?
Pietro is done.
Pietro, come on, what are you tasting? I need taste notes, flavor notes.
For number 4?
Number 4.
Okay, for me, number 4 is strawberry, wild berry, cinnamon roll and toasted almonds.
Toasted almonds I like. Cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
There is a hint, maybe. It's interesting, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good, Pietro.
That's very good.
Very good. It's hard to pick up the cinnamon. That one's a little bit subtle. But if my brain goes there, I agree. Pietro,
Yeah.
boom.
Thank you.
Sophia, what are you tasting in coffee number 4?
Sorry, I just need to unmute myself. For me, I'm feeling a little bit chocolate, like in
A little bit of chocolate in number 4. And you're sure that you're not being influenced by any other coffee? You rinse?
No, I think in the end a little bit, but yeah, it's still also quite nutty as well.
Okay, that's good. But
yeah, but I'm not very good at this kind of tasting.
Exactly, and that's why you want to keep practicing, because there's so much flavor in there, and the more you practice, the more you'll be able to identify those flavors, and your brain will get more excited the next time you drink a really complicated coffee. So think about now.
I think
the 5 categories. Do you know about the 5 flavor categories?
Floral, fruity, and chocolate, right? And nut, and I don't know then.
Sweet.
And
spices.
Yeah.
Right. So when you taste, let's go to number 3 now.
Are we? No.
No?
We are still sticking to number 4.
All right, then number 4, I'm sorry. So on number 4, I know I'm tasting something sweet in there. So I just want to follow that. I don't want to switch right now and concentrate on the other flavor I'm tasting. Just what kind of sweet? Is it sugar sweet? Caramel? I might settle on something like caramel. It's a Colombian coffee. A lot of Colombian coffees have caramel taste. But that's it. I just put a pin in it, I sip again, and now I look for a different note. So I'm going to ignore the caramel taste and just look for a different flavor.
I get a lot of floral.
Now, yeah, but I'm going to concentrate on the acidity now. So just concentrating on that acidity, what kind? Is it orangey? Is it lemony? That's the way you kind of want to make your brain separate what you're tasting. Just know that each of the coffees is definitely going to have at least 2 or 3 flavors. And you want to just focus on one and then sip again and focus on the other and see how far your mind can take you. And
I'm getting sorry, I was going to say I'm getting blueberry with number 4, but also, you know, like a jasmine silver needle.
Yes, I was going to say. Yes.
There is that. This is why I love this coffee, because Colombian coffees, they have 10 different flavors in them. It's a very, very complex coffee. So go with, if you have 10 flavors to go with them. Jasmine, I'm going to agree with it. All of you, you can call out all your flavor notes. I'll agree with them all. Very complex coffee.
I get a little bit of lemon, citrusy lemon myself.
Exactly. There's so much citrus in here. As it cools, it's almost like the citrus part is trying to take over. I love Colombian coffees for doing that. Okay, coffee number 3. Let's go. Wow. So sweet. Berries, berries, berries. Are you tasting the berries, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
What else? Beyond the berries, this is not like the complexity of number 4. So you can straight away see that this Nicaraguan coffee and the Colombian coffee are very different when it just simply on the subject of complexity. I feel like number 4 is an Einstein and number 3, a bit of a Marilyn Monroe, but still both great. And I love number 4 because it just has this duality between core sweetnesses and unusual acidity. That relationship is different for me. I haven't had too many Nicaraguan coffees, and I love that.
Getting a little black tea.
A lot of black tea, really. Butter and milk in number 3, says Jonathan Vanderbroek. Interesting.
I think that sweetness is a little bit tang-fastic, you know, that kind of slightly sour, chewy sweets.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's very much a kind of wine gums or something like that. The friendly sweets. Think of the sweets you had as a kid, those chewy, friendly sweets. And that kind of sweetness is in here. The rose wine aspect of this coffee, I think, has disappeared. Is anyone else experiencing the rose wine? When I brew the coffee, I get it. But today in the cupping, the rose wine, when it cools, has disappeared.
Very light body, so it's kind of reminds me of rosé.
Right. Aiko just said very light body. Somebody asked earlier about the body. So this is a clear example of a very light feeling coffee. Does it not feel very, very light to you guys as well? Incredibly light, right?
Yeah, it's very light.
But it's still the same kind of liquid as the other coffee.
It's also shorter.
It's also what?
It's short finish
yeah.
as well. If it can.
Very short finish.
The number 4 is like longer sweet.
Now, very interesting that. So I used to think that it was a simple rule that a natural coffee meant a longer finish than a washed coffee. But number 4 is the washed coffee, and number 3 is the natural. And number 3 has the short finish. So it shows you that these days you can have incredibly clean naturals that have short finishes, and you can have incredibly complex washed coffees like the one by Neighborhood, which has a double fermentation and makes it almost like a natural, have a very long finish. So it's really interesting. Okay, number 2. Number 2. I can't wait to hear what you guys taste in number 2. Oh! My hair gets curlier every time I sip number 2. Has Pietro, has he got curly hair? I'm going to look like Pietro eventually.
Okay, in this coffee, I have found a stranger aroma than umeboshi.
Oh, yeah? What's stranger than umeboshi?
Strange for a coffee, but not at all at least. It's not first time I found something like this. And is cheese.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Cheese.
Cheese.
I love Pietro's flavor identifying. Okay. Oh my God. He's right. A kind of blue cheese.
Yeah.
Exactly, Stilton.
Oh my God. Well done, Pietro.
Oh my God.
He's a genius. You see, you don't think about these things, and then somebody just connects you with these unusual flavors, and it works. I'm not sure if anybody else has had Stilton. Mark, Ziegler, Sophia, Christian. Do you agree? Blue cheese?
Yes, something old is
right. Something old.
Old and moldy.
That's really interesting, Pietro. It's in a good way, though, right?
Finish actually lasts very, very long and very sweet.
What's the flavor note?
Yeah, come on, guys. Flavor notes. Blue cheese.
Someone told me a few months ago that this hint in Indonesian coffee is due to butyric acid.
Butyric acid.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. I think it's just a whole lot of unusual farm practices. Maybe it's soaked in manure.
I also get like a really like a strong flavored milk chocolate. You know, that creaminess you get with like a really good milk chocolate.
Wow, I'm absolutely not getting that, Natalie.
Nor's Gary, but I am.
I'm getting something
the lemon crust.
Sorry, lemon
Lemongrass.
Lemongrass. Wow.
Yeah.
Lemongrass. Yeah.
Lemongrass is interesting because that's actually quite subtle. But if my brain kind of looks, it's there. It's in there. Yeah.
Acidity and the tongue feels like
In the end of the tasting.
All right. I'm going to come up with a killer flavor note for number 2.
So I'm not sure whether you have tasted like Chinese black bean sauce. This really assembles that. So I'm not sure whether
Very good. Chinese black bean
soy
sauce.
It's like long fermented, like black bean.
Yeah, fermented.
Yeah, Pietro's saying soy sauce.
Yeah, soy
So
sauce.
basically soy sauce. Really good. That's very true. Amazing. Now, I love that. You see, the group finds something, and then if we all agree, our brains are going there. Really interesting. Who would have thought coffee could create the flavor of soy sauce? We live in strange times, people.
Yeah.
Elderflower
and soy
in number
sauce.
3. Sorry.
I think Pietro's really right with Umaboshi because it's got that kind of that sharpness as well as the kind of fermentedness.
Right. I remember that fermentedness.
How about sauerkraut? Like the German.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Excellent. Sauerkraut. The feeling of sauerkraut. Because sauerkraut has a sweetness that I don't think I'm getting. But
No sweetness.
The sourness of sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Guys, you're really doing well today. This is fantastic. Write all these down and be sure to photograph your card and upload it, send it over to us. Really, really great. Number 1. Let's do number 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1 is the most unexpected coffee. I just don't I'm so surprised each time I drink it. It's tasting very sweet right now, number 1. I'm really surprised. It's very, very, the boozy nature of the coffee is faded. That was when it was hot. It's now this tropical, sweet, calm kind of drink. Did anybody write down their flavor notes for number 1 when it was very hot? If so, call it out.
I got some hints of raisin or plum.
Raisin is good. Plum, interesting. Is anybody getting any of the papaya? When number 1 is hot, when I brewed it, it was so papaya forward. It's amazing how different a cupping experience is with this coffee. I'm not tasting the papaya right now.
Yeah, brandy is not quite there as well.
There is a bit of brandy, actually. The brandy is in the finish. Are you noticing that? Just a quick hit of brandy in the finish. And then it's gone. Like a quick second.
Citrusy and floral rather than
There it is. But it's just, this is a coffee that became very simple as it cooled. So, like I said, remember the journey of each coffee, okay? Some remain complex, like number 4, I think, and number 2. But number 3 and number 1, they kind of got much more simple as they cooled. Jonathan Vanderbroek, berries in number 1 when hot, lemony when cool. A classic kind of Ethiopian coffee finish, I think, is that simple lemony fade. Expect that in a lot of Ethiopian coffees. Wow. This has been a great journey today of these 4 coffees. They've all 4 gone in a slightly different direction as well. So really amazing to see.
I think there's a bit of limoncello on number 1.
Limoncello. I've never had a limoncello. So is that the alcohol?
You haven't lived, Tim.
Or maybe I have.
You have.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
But you don't.
I didn't like it.
You just don't remember.
I blocked it. Yeah.
It was all the vodka.
Too much limoncello and you forget that you've had it.
I agree with Morgan about the plum. I think because it's like that sweetness, but with a bit of sharp kick to it, like a plum has. But I get kind of cacao nibs as well on the back end of it.
Yeah, plummy. It's simple. It's just simplified itself.
For me, lemon sherbet.
Lemon sherbet.
Like,
I'm not getting the lemon stuff. I am getting a lemon acidity, but I don't taste lemons. It's just fading away. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I want to know if that's remained complex or simple. Oh, very simple. So really, just number 1 and number 4 and 2. So the even numbered coffees have remained complex, and the odd numbered coffees have gotten very simple. So that's in itself a really interesting experience. I'm going to add that one day to this tasting card, because that's not something you see even on professional tasting cards, which is how did the coffee transfer from hot to cold? Its journey. Did it stay complex? So I'm going to add that, I think, on my next version of the tasting card. Not next month, but when we run out of this version and we have a new version of the tasting cards, I'm going to update mouthfeel. Like I said, I don't want that cloudy, clean thing because I'm pretty sure that most of these coffees sit at the clean end. And yeah, I want to add that sort of hot-cold journey of the coffee. So if you guys have any idea how that scale of hot to cold should look, like is the coffee staying complex as it gets hot to cold? I just want to see what happens. I want to remember that Maracatura shake, a Nicaraguan natural coffee, and an anaerobic Ethiopia coffee don't hold on to their complexity very well. They seem to sort of unravel. I'd like to know why, or I'd like to at least understand that that's what happens. So if I add that in the future to the tasting cards, I think that will give us a really great understanding of the hot-cold journey.
Okay, should we go through the flavor notes roasters first?
All right, let's reveal the flavor notes that the roasters have put on their bags. Pietro, you'll look forward to this part. Okay, coffee number 4. Okay, so the roaster identifies the flavors as raspberry, pink lemonade, mango, champagne. Okay, raspberry, pink lemonade, mango, champagne. I think number 4 easily has 10 flavor notes, and those 4 are just a kind of simplistic descriptor. Sometimes the descriptors are quite accurate, but sometimes I think they don't say enough. Neighborhood, this Colombian coffee, you could list them forever. Very complex. Okay, Maracatura shake, Nicaragua right side. Here we go. Raspberry, green tea, rose wine. How interesting, huh? Green tea. I want another sip of that.
I thought that was a bit like rooibos tea, if anyone's had that.
Someone else said black tea. I never got anything tea-like in Right Side's coffee. Brewing it in, I brewed it Orea, V60. I've had it a few different ways now. Never quite got any tea-like nature to this coffee, but the rose wine and the raspberry for sure. Okay. DAC, the 14-day anaerobic. And he's put a particular flavor note on here that's very interesting. You ready? Cherry liqueur, blackberry, chocolate, and wait for it, roasted coconut.
Yeah. I didn't get that at all.
I know. Very, very subjective. But the cherry liqueur, chocolate, blackberry. Did someone say chocolate earlier in Dax coffee? Yeah, well done, Natalie. Well done. Okay.
Number 1.
And finally, we have 555 Microlot, really incredible coffee, and ripe kiwi, plum, sweet fruit explosion, papaya. How about that? Papaya, I think, just completely disappeared today. And I think the kiwi is there at the beginning. The papaya is there at the beginning, but especially when you brew it in filter. Plum. Morgan, I think you said plum. A few other people were picking that up. So well done, guys. But this is a very, like I said, when you see flavors like roasted coconut, you can understand that it's just a subjective experience that the roaster is putting down. There is no right or wrong. It's just, are you going through something similar the roaster went through? That's all you want to reflect on.
Should we vote which one was the favorite?
Okay, let's vote on our favorite coffees now. And write down your scores on the tasting cards. Put your names as on the card. Put the edition and your scores. We'll take that away as well. That's important stuff for us to keep hold of. And the roasters also, they love to know which one wins in the end. So
grab the bag.
Oh yeah, grab the bag, hide the bag from the camera. Aiko is going to film the screen, so she'll get to see all of you holding up your favorite coffee to the screen at the same time. Christian, are you ready? Grab your favorite coffee. Mark Ziegler's ready. Chang Liu's ready. Morgan's ready. Pietro. Jonathan's coming. Hide it, Jonathan. Hide it. Okay, you ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, reveal. Hey, what do we have? What's the winner? I think number 1. No, it's a tie. Somebody count for me. 1, 2, right side, 1 vote. 3, 4 for number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 for number 2. It's a tie. Okay, it's a tie between coffee 4 and number 1. There we go. Wow. I never expected that, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I want to say we have 2 people here, both for number 4.
Oh, you both vote for number 4?
Yeah.
Well, then that's it.
We all have
The
one
winner is...
bag.
Oh, amazing. So neighborhood wins.
Wow, great.
A beautiful complex coffee. Brilliant, guys. So just wrapping up now. Do I talk about next month now?
Yeah.
Okay. Love the Boozy edition. Have you guys enjoyed this month's edition? Give me the feedback if you want anything new, if you want to see anything else. This year we want to expand our service to include interesting things. So in the months ahead, expect some unusual things to start cropping up. We're also releasing the new Taster Set XL. That's coming out, we believe, in Feb. So from February onwards, you'll be able to switch order to the Taster Set XL if that's what you want. And the price point is going to be at. We can reveal roughly. No. No. Okay, it's a very good price point.
How do we let you guys know that we want to go to the XL?
You can just
You'll be able to switch your account.
Okay.
We want to make sure that on your account you can go from whole bag to Taster Set XL at any time easily.
And can we still get it sent to Berlin if we're in Berlin rather than London?
Yeah, just give us a heads up on that for sure.
Okay.
It takes longer to arrive in Germany, I have to say.
Are you in Germany, Christian? Are you Italian though? You sound Italian.
Romanian, so.
Okay, Romanian. I'm sure Pietro is saying he doesn't sound Italian. Sorry about that. I've offended 3 countries in 1 sentence. Okay, cool. So next month, honey edition. Super exciting. Boom. We got 4 coffees, each with a different honey. White honey, red honey, yellow honey, black honey. Let's learn all about the honey process together. It's an incredible coffee process, produces beautiful flavor notes, and I want to learn what white honey, yellow, red, and black actually do. And of course, it's 4 different origins, so it's not 4 coffees identical brewed that way. So there's a lot more to discuss than just honey. But the honey aspect will be what we're really going to deep dive in. So I'm going to include events that are going to be all to do with learning more about the honey process. We'll get specialists, experts in. It's going to be a lot of fun. So join us again next month for that. And anything else to announce before then? I think that's it. Yep. Fun stuff ahead. And yes, I'll make announcements soon about the Taster Set XL that will be available for next month's order. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. I've loved seeing you today. I love our cupping sessions every month. So please come back again, invite your friends if you want. And we'll be doing a lot more of these and learning together how amazing coffee can be. Oh my God, number 2, I can still taste it.
I can smell it very strongly.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Bye.
See you next
Cheers.
month.
Thank you. Thanks, Psycho.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You stopped recording? Yep. No! My God.
That's great.
That was really good. Well done, Babs.
Where is the video?
What video?
The record. That's great. Do you remember where does it get saved? Where does it get saved?
Let me see.
That's a very good cupping session.
Well, wasn't it?
It was. Expert to the beginners. Everybody enjoyed it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You immediately eating chocolate.
I was going to have some just before the live stream, but that's a really bad idea.
Bad idea. Oh, I should have said that the tasting card upload thing has changed. They have to do the form. Should have mentioned.
Maybe not, because I told them, take a picture of your cards. We're going to have to leave it this month. Do that next month. We both made a mistake. We both did. I told them the wrong thing. You didn't tell them about this. So we have to accept it. Just leave it.
I think if you go there, there's a form.
All right.
Page not found. Shit. Let me go in.
Okay. I'll start clearing up.
What's up? Third page. Leave that table, please.
Okay.
Where was the completed card? Why doesn't it? Oh, I took the copter. Sorry, you can't take this now.
Can you just kill those speakers? I need clearing up music. I'll change it. I'll change it. Oh, sorry.
Panic state, so I can't.
Okay, sorry. What are you trying to do?
Let me just.
Yeah, but if you talk aloud, it'll help.
No, it doesn't. Maybe. Done it.
Nice one. Right. Excuse me.